question I get asked a lot as a physio is that how come the AFL guys can get up from injuries so quickly? And part of it, is to do with that really early stage injury management. So if one of the players has an injury on a game, on a Saturday afternoon, for instance, talk us through what the approach is, how to get on top of that injury really quickly.
So basically they will report to me first of any little niggles, so corkies and knocks and that sort of stuff, and then that gets relayed to the doctors and our physios, and then we sort of start the process of RISA. So everyone will get iced, so they'll do hot and colds right after the game, and then they'll get into the recovery pants for 15 to 20 minutes, and then they'll leave with some compression or anything else that they need to get them through the night, which sort of follows into the recovery session the next day.
Time's moved on, where it's not just kind of wrap it up in ice for 3 days and let's see how it is. Getting movement kind of early in the equation is an important thing. Is that what you guys are doing too?
With the tight turnaround in games, 5 to 6 days, you've really got to get blokes going. So if we can get them out on the track or get them in some water, that's the best way for us to sort of keep our team sheet full and get everyone back on the park as quickly as possible.
So as far as hydrotherapy, about getting into the water after they play, just talk us through that. What happens at the Swans?
So we've got a pretty large ice bath that the boys can actually walk in, but being so close to the beach, the guys actually get together and go down as a group.
How also do you promote and educate the players about kind of getting that sleep is such a vital thing?
I guess the way things are going now in terms of sports science, we actually put a lot of emphasis on sleep and sleep quality. So during our markers phase, they will sort of indicate how much sleep and that quality of sleep, and that sort of helps determine how much activity they will do during the week. We like to give them sort of tips and pointers in terms of meditation or mindfulness and that sort of stuff. But I guess it's always up to the individual how they sort of cope with coming down after a massive game.
What's normally done by the players the day after they play?
Obviously, depending where we are and our turnaround, we'll have an injury clinic. So we'll have our physio team on deck as well as our doctors. And then that just starts the process. So we'll go through the whole list, whether it be our AFL or AFL program. And they'll either go for scans or they'll be booked in for some treatment. So generally, if we can, our Monday morning after the injury clinic is when our recovery massage starts. So we'll go through the whole list.
Recovery pants, recovery pump, that type of thing. So what happens? Like, has the club got a few that the players use here, or do the players have it at home, and how do they use it?
Close to 10 units at the moment, as well as some players have actually gone out and got their own for home. But they'll come with us every away trip, and at home games as well. We'll set them up. So post game, every player is required to use them, but during the week, some blokes will do it pre-massage or post-massage.
We touched on massage before, and you're head of massage, so this is definitely your area. So talk me through the week. So how does it work? How many sessions do they get? Who do they see? What's the routine like? Talk me through it.
Every player is assigned 2 45-minute treatments a week, and we've got a whole team of therapists that come in. Generally, we have a lot of physio treatments throughout the week as well. So at the start of the week, it's primarily focused on recovery and getting the boys up for that first session of training. But then the back end of the week, it's sort of tailored to what they actually need. So they'll still get their 45 minutes, and they might get the same as Monday, but some guys might sort of tweak it a little bit in terms of what's sort of not recovering as well. So we'll sort of give them an extra slot and a bit more work on them.
How do you guys interact with the physios and the other team to make sure that they can get up and play well?
Yeah, so we'll have a sort of a medical department meeting, and then we'll go through each player and then sort of discuss their markers and things that have popped up in the system. So ideally we'd like to get that stuff at the front end of the week. We'll sort of change up their gym programs and probably get them a bit more soft tissue work and a bit more physio work.
And then before a game, what's the role of soft tissue therapy here at the Swans?
Generally, we like to assign each trainer a group of players. Obviously, the team changes every week, so there's a core group of guys that will get some work done, but obviously we like to strap first and then treat secondary.
But as far as kind of doing soft tissue as part of the game, what works there? Is there a set protocol that when the players come off that everyone jumps down on the mat and they get some work done, or is it only a player request? Obviously if they're struggling, but what happens there?
Generally we like to get some soft tissue work done each rotation. Obviously we don't actually have a lot of time, so some blokes won't actually lie down, they'll get stuff done while they're seated on the bench, but on top of that, the rotations might be that quick that we actually can't get anything done until, quarter time, three-quarter time, half time. The start of the season, it's full on, blokes are cramping and just adjusting to that load through the legs, but we like to keep things continuous and allow them to have that opportunity to get some stuff done if they need it. Yeah.
When the players do come straight in off playing a game, what happens with massage on that game night or game day or game night?
Yeah, so we don't actually do any.
None at all.
None at all. Yeah. I guess we like to let the body do its thing and allow them to have the most amount of recovery time. But they'll, like I said before, they'll definitely do the recovery pants and the ice baths and that sort of stuff.
So you play a game on a Saturday night, for instance, like when would you and your team actually start to get your hands back on the players?
So basically, it's generally that Monday.
Right.
So whenever everyone's back at the club, which is generally the Monday, that's when injury clinic is, and then post-injury clinic, the boys will filter throughout the day, throughout their individual programs.
Hey, it's been great talking to you, Josh. Thanks so much for giving us an insight into what happens behind the scenes here at the Swans, and hope you guys have a really great year.